Konnichiwa everyone, I'm Dan. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a lovely day wherever you're watching this from. Today, we're going for a drive. Nice one, so let's get started. Today, we're going for a drive in this car. This thing in Japan is called car share, and I've got this little card, like this, and I can just go and rent this car on an app. And I go around here, and there's this little panel. Now it's unlocked. We can get in car and go for a drive. So, I'll get in car. Eddie-chan, you can go and get inside. So, we're inside. We need to get key. The key is in here. There you go. So she'll shut up. Got me key. Start. Oof. Ooh. We're good to go. Lots of noise, but we're good to go. Right, aircon on first thing. It's fucking wham. And then, what are you beeping for? Load car navigation. Anyway, so you download app, and you make a reservation. Then you come, beep, you rent car, take key, bosh, here we go. And yeah, today we're going for a drive. We're going to have a talk about driving in the old JaDan. I need to press some things on screen before I can go. And we're good to go. So, Times car share is pretty cool, to be honest. Like, there's loads of them about. I think it costs about 1,000 yen a month, maybe. And then on top of that, you pay, I think it's for 15 minutes, about 250 yen. But that includes fuel. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, you can reserve it as much as you want for a month. Any chance putting a seatbelt on because you forgot? You did forget. Yeah, so that's a pretty good system if you don't want to buy a car. Like, we could buy a car, but it's expensive and you have to pay tax and insurance and all that kind of stuff. But this way, we just take it when we fancy it. And there's a few of them about. You don't pay for fuel. It's a little expensive, but it's cheaper than buying a car, isn't it? So, yeah, that's basically how that works. Can't really have that in England, can you? If you just had a car that you could rent whenever you fancied it, like everyone shares it, get nicked, wouldn't it? Or somebody would take a shit in it or something. But in Japan, this works. This system works alright. So, can't complain. Oh, Kudasushi, your favourite?
My favourite.
Yeah. So, driving in Japan as an English person. First of all, you got to get a license. Which actually, for a British person, is pretty easy. To get my license, what I had to do. Because you'll notice in Japan, we drive on left. We drive on the correct side. Americans and Brazilians. So yeah, and basically everything's the same. Like, there's no real difference. Some of the traffic lights are a bit weird because they're horizontal. But overall, it's basically the same as driving in England. So with that in mind, I'd already got an English driving license. So basically, I could convert that. I could convert it into a, I don't know, Japanese. Why American? Why did I say American? Convert it into a Japanese license pretty easily. Step one, I had to take my English license. Oh, Cube life. Look at that Cube, go on. My dream car, I want a Cube. If I buy a car, I'll buy a Cube. Because they look sick. Yeah, anyway, what I was saying. Can convert it to a Japanese license. First step, get me English driving license translated. So I had to send it off to a company called JAL, as far as I remember. And send me driving license off and an application form. And I think it cost about 5,000 yen. And they translated it for me. And I got a form with the translation of my driving license. Pretty straightforward. And then I could go to the driving license center. The driving license center in Akashi, I did it a couple of years ago. And when I got there, it was pretty easy. I had to register for conversion. Oh. Be careful, please. She's right noisy, ain't she, on sat nav. So, yeah, I had to go and arrange a conversion of my license, which weren't that difficult. I took my paperwork, took my original license, and went there. And first of all, they sit you down and fill out some forms, pretty easy. Then they do a little sight test where you have to, shows you like a little circle with a gap in it, and you have to say if it's left, right, centre, or whatever. And, you know, some colours. Can you read colours? Read colours, that's the concept, isn't it? Can you distinguish colours, I guess I should say. And yeah, that were all straightforward until he's like, oh, where's your Juminhyo, which is a document showing your address in Japan. I'm like, you what? I don't have a Juminhyo, what are you on about? He's like, well, I best go and fetch one, sunshine, because you're not getting a license without it. So I remember I had to jump in a taxi and go to a place where I could get a document and then go back, and I made it just in time. As we say in Japan, giddy giddy safe, which were good. That park over there is where I filmed my first walking around video. Here we go. Yeah. So I got this Juminhyo and I went back and he was like, good stuff, lad. We've done all your application. I thought, sick, we're done here. Good stuff. Nope, not done. Not done at all. Turns out I had to then go through a safety lecture in Japanese 2 hours later. So I had to stick around for 2 hours. I had to go in this big hall with loads of other people and do a safety lecture in a language that I didn't really understand. And it was funny because there's like me, the only foreigner, and loads of like 18-year-olds getting the first license. Oof. And everyone had to sit in numerical row order. I remember this. Everyone had got a number and they had to sit in rate order. Except for me, they were just like, sit at side, do what you want. And everyone's number were on board in columns, except for mine, it just said Gaikokujin. And it just a number 1, and that were me. So I sat at the side of this hall, listening to this safety lecture, which felt about 7 hours, probably about 40 minutes, I think. And then, they were like, I wanted to look like I was paying attention. So, like, I was nodding and things like that. It's like, that's a good point, that. It's having a nod and a little, yeah. And basically, from what I could work out, the safety lecture, like, you know, don't drink and drive. Don't try and beat Drift King. It's not initial D. Chill out. Just drive like a normal person. So yeah, that were that. And after that, we had to queue up and get us photos took for his new license. And that's once again done in numerical order, except for mine, which just said Gaijin, which is our last racism. And took my photo. Then I had to wait a little while they processed everything and printed my card. After that, got my card, bish bash bosh. And yeah, that lasts for about 2 years. This is what's weird about traffic signals. Oh, you missed it. But these lights, you can see, they've got 3 lights across top and 2 across bottom. The 3 lights across the top, the same as England, but then there's an arrow straight forward and an arrow right. So even though it's red, if them arrows are on, I can still go. And that's confusing. That is confusing big time. But, you know, other than that, everything's basically the same. So anyway, got my license. It lasts 2 years. It actually expires this November, I think. I need to look at that and get it renewed. Wow, that guy's mustache looks like Hulk Hogan. Can't see him, he's too far away, but... yeah, so, license, relatively easy for a British person. No theory test, no practical test, none of that. It's not that easy for Eri-chan. She has to do a test and that, so... good luck.
I hate driving.
Yeah, your spatial awareness scares me, so... obviously a big difference driving in Japan is bare signs in Japanese, like this one. Which I can't particularly read if I'm driving fast, so... it's a bit of a ball ache, I guess. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. Most signs like that one we've just gone past got some English on it, so I can work out where I'm going. Things that are different. Don't have so many roundabouts. Roundabouts are not particularly a thing here. Lots of cross things, and I'm going to go a slightly different way today. Lots of cross, what they call intersections and stuff like that. Here, it looks like you can turn right, can't turn right. So that's something to think about and all. Because why not? So pay attention to road markings. Also, zebra crossings are weird. Like when it's your turn to go, it's usually zebra crossings time to turn and all. So it's kind of be careful for zebra crossings. Make sure nobody's trying to cross. In England as well, like a zebra crossing means you better stop, fam. In Japan it means like good luck. They might stop, they might not. It's a gamble. It is a gamble. About driving in Japan, like, do you need to drive? If you're in a relatively big city, no. You know, they've got a decent transport infrastructure. You know, trains and that. You know, you might have heard about Japanese trains, or at least, you know, buses are kind of wank in Japan. Buses are kind of wank everywhere. So, but buses are wank. Trains are good. So, in a big city, you've got too much infrastructure, you don't need to drive. But when you get out in countryside a bit, like us, and you want to go somewhere that isn't next to a train station, car is the best. It is the best option. We're going to have a nice drive over this lovely bridge. You can see it over there. We're going to drive over that bridge. And Eddie-chan will show you some nice views at Lake. Well, it's the Lake Mouth? I don't know geography. But it's part at Lake, and it's quite nice. So yeah, we're going to do that. But yeah, driving in a big city, not required. Driving out in countryside, a bit more required. But owning a car is a different kettle of fish, which I'm going to have to try and deal with this year at some point. Buying a car in Japan, like buying anything in Japan, is also a little tricky, because it's not just the amount that you have to pay. It's also the amount of, like, you have to pay additional fees and getting insurance. They'll probably not understand because I'm a foreigner. And yeah, paying to park near my house, and probably some other stuff that I don't understand, that I have to look into before I can buy a car. But you better believe I'm going to try and buy a Cube. You better believe that. Seen some online, not too expensive. Another Cube, go on, Cube life. Yes, fam. Oh, that might be the same Cube, actually. I got excited, though. But anyway, today, the reason we're driving is we're going to Costco. Eddie-chan's second favourite shop.
Yes.
What's your first favourite shop?
Conan,
yes. Conan is like a homeware store that Eddie-chan buzzes on for some reason. These little shops are kind of cool, but they're all pretty closed.
Sunday, then.
Ah, yeah, that's a good point. Sunday morning. But yeah, we're going to Costco. Go and buy some things that you can only buy like 50 of at a time for some reason. Oh, this is a shrine up here, look. That's cool. You can just drive into a shrine. Drive through shrines. Japan's for everything. And up here, look at that. That's cool. I really should pay more attention to road than be like, look at all this cool shit. Shichigo-san. 753 Festival. Which are apparently in April. 753 Festival. When your kid's either 7, 5 or 3, you do some kind of ceremony for some reason. I don't know. But you do it. Oh, just having a park, are we? Just having a park at Miglet Road. Great, now I look like an idiot. Thanks a lot. Bloody hell. Just having a park. Also, in Japan, park anywhere lights literally are used all the time. You know, like emergency stop lights, hazard lights. In Japan, they just mean I'm parking wherever I fucking want, fam. So I don't care if it's middle of the road, I'm parking here, look at my lights. So that's a thing. Also, Japanese people are mad for using the car for things that are not driving. For example, they're quite happy to just sit in a car park with aircon on, full wag, engine running, and just be like, I'm having a see for a bit. They call it idling in Japan. Just sat there, car idle, aircon on, probably got a TV built in. Just be like, I'm having a break. Alright, cool, but what about global warming? What's that? Alright, fair enough. Don't believe in global warming round here, is basically what's gone on. So that's a thing. What else is weird about cars in Japan? They've got K cars, which are what I'm driving now. It's got these yellow plates, as you can see on some cars, which are like small engine cars, like 60cc, 600cc, not 60, you're not going anywhere on 60cc. 600cc and cheaper tax. You've got a yellow plate. This is a K car which I'm driving now. Oh, it's telling me something that I don't care about. No, I don't care. This is entrance to highway, which I'm not taking. I actually don't even know where I'm going. I'm just driving. Should have probably thought about that. Should have probably thought about that. I'm going to go left. I fancy it, you know. I'm going to go left. That's not highway though, is it? If I end up on highway, I'm going to be fucking livid. I'm going to be livid, alright. Let's go to Culture Zone. That sign says Culture Zone. Let's go Culture Zone. I don't know what Culture Zone is, but I fancy it. So that's where you go on highway. We have to pay money, a lot of money. Bloody idiots. And then this is road to Culture Zone. Eddie-chan, what else is weird about cars in Japan? It's not Initial D. It's not Drift Kings everywhere. You do get some cool cars though when they're lowered and they've got wheels pointing out and that. That's kind of good.
The colours.
Colours of cars. Oh my. So there's some weird colours of cars that they're like, oh, let's choose this fucking horrible beige colour for my car. Why? Why would you do that? Just fancied it. I don't know. I think that's pretty much everything about driving that I can think about today. I guess I'll have to make another video when I buy a car about how to buy a car and get insurance and that. But for now, we're only renting cars, so it's a bit different, isn't it? There's an ice skating rink up there. Cool. Make a video about going ice skating one day. Must be up there in that little thing. Anyway, so I reckon that's about it for today. I can't think of what else to add. So I'm going to have to try and do my end pose now, even though I'm driving. Danger. Maybe I'll wait till I get to a traffic light to finish this video. Why is this guy driving so slow? I'm going to follow him. I fancy it. Miss. Well, we're going to end this video here then, aren't we? So, that's my little video about driving in Japan. I hope you had a nice view out at window. And I hope you enjoyed yourself. But as always, until next time. Jamata. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment below and bang a thumbs up on this video. While you're at it, you may as well smash that subscribe button and ring that bell and you won't miss a thing. And there's plenty more videos like this one. There's one here and one here. Maybe you'll see something you like. All my videos are supported by the JaDanFam on Patreon. You guys are awesome. And as always, until next time, Jamata.